Hey everyone, Jenna here from the Intern Hustle. I post new videos to this channel every Monday, and in today's video we are talking all about career fairs. If you're watching the video, I'm guessing it's because you're considering going to a career fair, but you don't know quite what it entails, and you want to make sure that if you go, you're bringing your A game. So I have all the preparation tips covered for you in the video today. Stick around to find out, and in the meantime, please go ahead and subscribe by hitting that red button below. Hey there, I'm Jenna Ryan from the internhustle.com, and this is Initiative Muscle Monday, helping you to start each week with an intentional step toward a successful future. Let's do this. So colleges put on career fairs all throughout the year now, and a lot of them put on specific fairs related to your department or major, so you should definitely look into those. But with the fall career fairs right around the corner, that's what we're going to focus on today, and there's a few reasons why I think the fall career fair is extremely valuable for you. Number one, most employers start recruiting 8 months in advance now for their summer internships. So that means if you're looking to start an internship in May or June, you better be starting in September or October. Getting in front of employers is one of the best ways to do that at a career fair. So if you have a fall career fair at your school, get in front of them now. Number two, say you just came off some great internship experience from the past summer. How awesome to be able to get in front of employers and while it's fresh on your mind, have these really valuable conversations with them where you're getting to highlight all the stuff that you picked up from your last internship and showcase to them why you would be a good fit for them the following summer. And number three, maybe you don't want to wait for a summer internship. A lot of companies have internships throughout the year. I actually happen to know that e-commerce companies have great opportunities in winter. I worked at an e-commerce startup, and a lot of them run holiday deals. Black Friday is a huge time where it's all hands on deck. We actually didn't get much of a winter break as a company. And so if we would have had interns helping in all sorts of departments like engineering or marketing or customer service, it would have made our lives so much easier. So definitely if you're looking for opportunities other than just summer internships, getting in front of employers in the fall is a great way to go. Another piece of advice I have before we dive into the career fair preparation tips is to start early. So if you're a freshman watching this video, awesome. I am so proud of you. It means that you are actually taking initiative early on and you're getting a head start. And what I can say is maybe you're not even ready for internships yet. That's okay. I think it's awesome if you could do an internship after your freshman year, the summer between your freshman and sophomore year. That's when I started. But even if you're not ready, just getting at the career fair and having conversations, practicing your networking skills, and getting in front of employers, getting some business cards, people that you can continue to stay in touch with and contact, such a great starting point. So I just want to say, no matter where you are in your college journey, getting in front of career fairs early and often is a great way to go. So tell me, where are you from? Go ahead and give your school a shout out in the comments below. And if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and share it with a friend. Okay, so here are my tips for how you can prepare and bring your A game to your next career fair. Research. You must do your research. And this can be done in a number of ways. I actually know a lot of colleges now that have apps where you just pull up the mobile app and you get a full list of all the employers that are going to be attending the career fair. There's even sometimes an interactive map so you can go around and plan out your day, who's going to be at what table, and make sure you have your route planned out. If not, go ahead and check your Career Center's website online. There's usually going to be a list of all the companies that are going to be in attendance. And worst case scenario, go to your Career Center's office, walk there on campus, and ask them for a list of companies. They'll be happy to share it with you. But the number one thing you need to be doing is going through that list of companies and identifying the ones that you would love to meet with. Which companies sound the most interesting to you? Go ahead and highlight them, then go online and research everything you can about them. Check their website, but don't just stay on the homepage. Go beyond that and look at their social media profiles. What's interesting about this company and the type of culture that they provide that you can then ask thoughtful questions when you're meeting with the recruiter at the career fair. Okay, dress how you want to be addressed. Professional attire is so important here. And I'm not saying that it's absolutely necessary you wear a full-on suit to the career fair. I think that you can be a little bit more business casual than that. But for guys, you should be wearing a shirt and a tie and some nice business slacks. And for the ladies, consider wearing a nice dress, a pencil skirt, both must be at appropriate lengths, however, or some dress slacks and a nice blazer over a top. All of these things are great options. I think the most important thing to consider is that you're in comfortable shoes because you're going to be walking around all day, and that everything you're wearing is not too tight or too loose. We need to look professional, right? That's the end goal here. But bottom line, dress confidently. And when you dress confidently, you're going to show up a lot more confidently. I mean, let's take this video for example. You guys can't see what I have on from the waist down. I could be wearing nothing for all you know. But even though I'm videoing from the waist up, I actually have pants on and I put a little bit of a heel. I put a little bit of a heel on because when I'm elevated, actually elevated, my game is elevated. So dressing how you want to show up is super important. Think about it now, because if you're still on your way back to school, you haven't actually gone yet, do you have a professional outfit at home that you should make sure you're packing and taking with you so that you have it and you're not scrambling at the last minute trying to prepare for the career fair? Otherwise, I do have some different budget options. I actually did an Instagram post recently where I shared a few different options by budget where you can find professional attire. So I'll link that in the description below because I think it's a great resource for you to get started and just start checking out what you could be doing when you're looking to shop for that professional outfit that you can take forward at career fairs, interviews, and beyond. Come prepared with a portfolio that's professional looking. I got this one at Target. It was super cheap, but it just makes it look a little bit more professional than your standard blue or manila folder. And it's always nice if it has a little closure so you can keep your business cards in there, a pen, whatever you need. There's some great ones out there that are more pad folios, so they open up, they have the notebook inside. Whatever you do, just make sure it's professional looking. So what do you want to be including in it? Well, your resume, of course. So it's important that you have enough copies of your resume on hand and that they're printed on quality paper. So this also means that you need to make sure you've gotten your resume up to date and that it's proofread. I have a great resource for college students. It's my resume readiness checklist. It literally walks you through everything you could possibly think of that you should have on your resume and that you should proofread on your resume. So I will link to that in the description below. You can download that for free. Business cards as well. I think it's so important as a student to have a business card. It's just another great way for you to brand yourself and to stand out from the crowd. And there's some really creative ways you can go about creating these. I also have a good blog post on how to create memorable student business cards. I'll link to that in the description below. But make sure that you have enough of these on hand so that you don't get caught not having them when you need to hand them out. So same with your resume. You want enough copies of both resume and business cards. It's always better to over-prepare for these things than it is under-prepare. And then finally, make sure that you have a notepad and a pen, right? So this notepad should already have a bunch of notes on it that you've gathered from your research on the companies that you're going to be meeting with, and it should have some good questions bulleted out for each company as well that are really thoughtful. So you want to make sure that you have that on hand, you're ready to go. As soon as you step away from meeting with someone, you can take and jot down notes as you go. So day of career fair, here are some things that you should keep in mind. First of all, don't be the last one to show up. Recruiters will have been talking to students all day long and they will be pretty tired. So you want to take advantage of getting there early and having some fresh conversation. Second, if you are standing in line, please stay off your phone. There's no need for you to be scrolling through Instagram or whatever else you're going to be doing. You should be using this valuable time to actually study all of those notes that you took the time to research ahead of time. Make sure that you're prepared so that when you get to the front of the line to have this conversation, you know exactly what questions you want to ask and you're being thoughtful about the time that you have with this individual. Just stay off your phone. Employers don't want to think that if they hire you for an internship, every 5 minutes when you're not working on a project for them, you're scrolling through Instagram. They want to know that you can manage your time more effectively and be adding value to their organization. Walk up and present yourself with confidence. This means standing tall, eye contact, smiling through the whole conversation, and a firm handshake. We've all had that princess handshake before. You know what I'm talking about, right? The limp wrist, the weak grip. We're not doing that here. Firm handshake. Exude confidence. Let them know that this is someone that they want to be having a conversation with. So while it's important to have an elevator pitch and to, of course, practice that a few times, I don't think that you're actually going to have to use it every time you walk up and have a conversation with a recruiter at a career fair. In most cases, you're going to walk up and introduce yourself, tell them what grade you're in, what your major is. They may ask for a copy of your resume, and from there, they're probably going to ask a couple questions based off what they see on your resume. And so what this means is that it's really important that you know what's on your resume and you can speak well to it. So you should have some specific examples of things that you've done related to each bullet point on your resume. Be able to speak to that and be authentic, show your personality. Being your authentic self is going to be so much better and it's going to stand out in a sea of robot students out there who are just reciting the basics and what they think they should be saying. Personal stories here are going to set you apart from the rest. However, I do think that you should have an elevator pitch. And so if you need some help crafting that, if you're wondering what exactly should go into an elevator pitch, I have written a blog post about that. I'll link it in the description below and you can check it out for some more examples. Always, 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 one of the most important things you can do at a career fair is show interest in the company and ask them questions. Show that you've done the research. And you have, right? Because we talked about that already. You've done extensive research on the company and you've come up with very specific questions that are just beyond the first page on their website. You've actually dug in. Maybe, for example, you've looked at their social media account and the company just got done running a 5K for a cause that's very important to them. Well, maybe you just put together a 5K for your fraternity. What a great topic to bond over and show that you took the initiative to organize an event on behalf of your fraternity. And it also shows that you've dug in a little bit deeper and you know about their company and some of the things that they value, whether that's giving back to their local community or making sure that they're keeping their employees' wellness top of mind. Regardless, it shows that you've looked into their company a bit more than the average person. And ask questions. If you're hoping to get an internship with them, it's good to ask specific questions about their intern program that they might not already have posted online. So an example of a good question would be maybe, what are some of the projects that you ask your interns to work on? Or what are some of the things that may have made your most successful interns in the past really stand out above the rest? And for sure, when you're asking these questions, don't just ask and then start thinking about the next thing you want to say. Absorb what they're saying. Make sure that you're listening, because as soon as you walk away, it's important you're taking notes on this. Okay, and so always have an ask ready for the end of the conversation. So when you feel it's starting to wind down, make sure you know what you want to ask for out of this. So if you are interested in applying for an internship, just straight up ask them what the best way to apply is. And maybe you already saw on their website that they take all the applications online. State that. Don't come off like you haven't looked this up before. Be like, I noticed that you accept your applications online. Is that still the best way for me to submit a resume to you, or should I leave one with you today? In most cases, they're going to tell you to submit it online, but it doesn't hurt to ask. And then follow up and ask them if you can have a business card of theirs, so that if you have any additional questions about the position or the company in general, that you can reach out to them and follow up. They're usually more than happy to give you a business card. And I alluded to this before, but as soon as you walk away from that conversation, you should be taking notes. So one of my favorite ways to do this is, if you get the business card from the person, which hopefully you have, take notes on the back of it about that specific individual so that you can just always flip it over like a quiz for yourself. You look at the front of the card, see who the individual is, flip it over on the back, and know the fun facts about them or the things that really stood out in the conversation about them personally, so that when you connect later, when you're sending a follow-up email or reaching out to them on LinkedIn, you have personal moments that you can connect with them on and remind them about the conversation that they had with you. And definitely make sure that you're taking notes about the company. You did all this pre-work, right? You have all the research, you have bullet points that you put down before you even got to the career fair. It would be a shame if you wasted all of the valuable information you just got out of that conversation and didn't add to your notes. So before you even go on to the next opportunity and the next conversation, I want you to take notes on the company that you just met with. Because while you think you may remember, you won't. Everything's going to bleed together by the end of the day. So do yourself a favor and take notes immediately following the conversation. Okay, and following up with everyone you meet is super important. Even if you don't think it's an opportunity you immediately want, you never know where this person could end up in the future. And so just making sure that you're staying in touch with people, and not just immediately following the event, but a few times a year, just to make sure that you're on their radar and you're connecting with them maybe about industry trends or things that you've noticed that have been going on well with their company. And one of the best ways to do this is to send them a LinkedIn request. And so, really important here, if you don't have a LinkedIn profile, or if your LinkedIn profile isn't up to date and matching your resume experience, you better get on that before you go to the career fair, because I guarantee if they're interested in you, that's one of the first places they're going to look. And if you're sending them follow-ups after the fact, that's also one of the first places they're going to look when your name pops up in their email. And how awesome if you actually initiated a LinkedIn request to them and sent them a nice little follow-up note in there. But, big but, don't do it if your LinkedIn profile is not professional, is not up to date. You need to make sure that you've actually taken the time to take good care of your LinkedIn profile and be thoughtful about the information you're presenting yourself with there. And so this means having a great picture, a professional photo. It means having a nice summary that it gives a little bit of personal information, background on you and the opportunities that you're looking for. And tailor that to whatever experience you're currently looking for. That's a great place to do that. And then make sure that your experience really does match up with what you have on your resume. So if you're sitting here going, dang it, I haven't done that, or I haven't updated my LinkedIn profile in a long time and I really don't know how to maximize it, I have a free training series for college students, specifically for college students, on how to really take their LinkedIn profile to the next level, how to get some great networking opportunities out of it. So I will link that below as well. It is a great resource for you. It's absolutely free. Sign up and you get access to these 5 trainings that walk you through everything from the basics of how you set up LinkedIn to how you can really maximize the networking potential that is within it. So what do you think? You guys excited? Do you feel like you're going to be able to rock your career fair now? Take some of these tips forward and really put them into action? If so, give me a hustle in the comments below. I'm so excited to see you guys rock these career fairs, and I really hope that you get some great opportunities out of them as well. Just make sure you're following up. If you found this video helpful, go ahead and give it a like, share it with a friend or two, and hit the subscribe button below so that you don't miss a thing. Thanks so much for watching. Go rock that career fair, and I'll be back next Monday with another video. I can't even stand up on here.